I am 79 years old. I was 16 when it happened. The Imperial record still says cholera. The Imperial record is wrong. Origin Protocol. Witness File 007, Witness Designation, Witness, E007. Guangzhou. Kangxi, 18th year. I was arrested for protecting a walking corpse. The corpse killed 147 men. All of them deserved it. I loved the man it used to be. He walked 147 steps for me, and on none of them did he bend his knees. That is the part one never told anyone. I am telling it now. Master Lin Shan took me in when I was 4. A foundling at his gate. He registered me as a maidservant. He also, against every custom of our station, taught me to write. I did not know why. I thought he was kind. Zhou Yong came the spring I turned 16. 18. A harbor hand. Broad shoulders. He could not read a single character. At night, behind the kitchen, I taught him. I wrote the character for sky. He copied it in the dirt with his finger. I wrote the character for water. He copied it. I wrote the character for forget. He wrote that one 7 times. He did not speak of love. I was a maidservant and he was a manservant, and even between us, something was held back. Outside our courtyard, Guangzhou hummed with the new Kangxi piece. Inside our courtyard, my master burned papers at night, and I pretended not to see. The fever came in the 8th month. Not to everyone. Only to certain houses. Ours. The Chen family 3 streets over. 2 shops along the Silk Road. Good families. The physician came. He was in and out within an hour. He wrote what he had come already prepared to write. Cholera. Mass burial. Lyme. Quarantine. They took Master Lin first. Then his sons. Then the women. 63 from our household. Zhou Yong was 63rd. He was strong. He was not sick. I watched him walk out between 2 soldiers. He did not look at me. The last thing he said, the night before, was, "If I am gone tomorrow, young one, you survive." I thought he meant be strong. I thought he meant live. I stood at the kitchen window. They did not notice me. They noticed the cook, the stable boy, the scribes. They did not notice a maid. I was 16 and nobody thought I mattered. I survived that way. They buried my master at the north wall of the city. They buried Zhou Yong in the same pit. I did not get to say his name. 3 nights after the burial, a customs officer died in his bed. A clerk the next night. Then a physician. Then 2 more officers. Their throats held 2 small holes. Their bodies held no blood. The dirt outside their homes showed footprints with no heel. Only toes. As if someone had been hopping. The city called it plague. Some called it the old hopping hunger. I was summoned to the magistrate's hall. A maidservant of a buried household, alive. That was suspicious. They asked if I had called something up. If I had known an exorcist. If my master had kept forbidden texts. I said I swept floors. I said I could barely write my own name. The first was true. The second was a lie I had practiced for hours before I said it. They held me 3 nights. I did not understand any of it. I wept for Zhou Yong, who I thought had died of fever. I wept for my master, who I thought had died of fever. I did not yet know what was walking the streets at night. I did not yet know it was looking for me. They released me on the 4th day. Not because I was innocent. Because one of their own had died that night. He was the last interrogator I had seen. His throat had the same 2 holes. Before they let me go, an older official took me into a side room. He opened a wooden file box. He showed me papers. The papers were in my master's hand. My master was not a cloth merchant. My master was an Imperial censorate investigator. He had been undercover in Guangzhou for 19 years, documenting every bribe taken at the customs station. The paper I was shown listed 147 men. Officers. Physicians. Clerks. Informants. They were the ones dying now. The official asked me if I had known. I said no. I said it truthfully. Then he showed me one more paper. It was the character for forget, written 7 times. Zhou Yong's handwriting. Zhou Yong had not been a harbor hand. Zhou Yong had been my master's courier. The writing lessons had been drills. Every character I taught him was a cipher. I had not been teaching a man to love me. I had been training him to carry death. I went home to my master's empty house. They had not sealed it. Nobody wanted a plague house. That night Zhou Yong came to the kitchen window. He did not enter. He stood outside, rigid, his arms at his sides, his knees locked straight. His face was his face. His eyes watched me. He did not speak. He did not approach. He was waiting. I understood then. I took ash from the cold stove and I wrote a name on the window frame. The first name on my master's list. Huang Weiqi. Customs Deputy. In the morning the window was clean. Huang Weiqi had been found dead in his bath. Throat. 2 holes. I wrote another name the next night. I wrote one every night. Zhou Yong came every night. He did not touch me. He did not try to enter. He waited until I wrote, and then he walked, and in the morning the name was a corpse. The hand my master had trained to write had become the hand that chose the dying. A 16-year-old maidservant. Writing the city's sentences. The 147th name was Huang Xiuan. My master's second wife's brother. The informant inside our own household. The man who had written our names down for the customs ring. I wept when I wrote his name. Not for him. For my master, who had trusted him. The 11th month came. Cold wind from the Pearl River. The night Huang Xiuan was found, Zhou Yong came to the kitchen window one last time. He did not wait for a name. There was no name left. He looked at me. I went outside. I took his hand. It was not cold. It was not warm. It was simply still. We walked north. The burial pit was where they had left it. Lying beside it in sacks. He stepped to the edge and stopped. He looked at me. I did not let go. He walked in. I walked with him to the lip. I held his hand until the lime was poured. Before the first sack opened, he spoke. One word. He had never spoken in my hearing since the night before he was taken. The word was not what I expected. He said, Xiaojie. Xiaojie means young mistress. It is the address given to daughters of rank. It is never given to maidservants. It is the most serious word a servant can say to a person of his house. Zhou Yong had known from the beginning. I was not a foundling. I was my master's granddaughter, the only child of his eldest son, who had been lost at sea when I was a baby. Master Lin had registered me as a maidservant because he felt the purge coming and hoped the men who came for his household would not think to kill a maid. Zhou Yong had been the courier who brought money to my birth mother each month. He had always known my blood. He had never spoken of love because a servant's love would have stained a young mistress forever. So he had walked instead. 147 steps. On straight knees. He never said he loved me. He said Xiaojie, and then he died a second time. I am 79. I never married. I owed him an answer. 63 years of silence is the answer I gave. File status, unresolved.